Post Tonight is back again. We're broadcasting live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. Glad to have you join us to talk sports. I'm Austin Okonapan. On the show tonight, we have the four teams that have been promoted to the Nigeria Professional Football League. What a story. Fans of Shooting Stars, they are asking questions. What happened to their darling team in Asaba after they lost to Aqua Starlet by 3-0? We'll try to let you see some of the highlights from that match and, of course, from other regions where the four teams that gained promotion emerged for league football in Nigeria. Walk with us. I'll tell you that story on the show tonight. We'll also talk about the development of table tennis in Nigeria. I monitor the National Junior League. Listen, Nigeria is so blessed. Talent everywhere. Young table tennis players. Aaron Okwadri and Funke Oshonaike, they were there and they were overwhelmed. Like, wow, that the future looks good for the sports in Nigeria. So the National Junior Table Tennis League has ended. It's the fourth edition, by the way. What's next for those talents? Because that's what I just wanted to know. That we've seen these talents. They've shown us they can play table tennis. We've seen their passion. We can see their zeal to excel. What can the country do to keep those talents and sustain the momentum that they have built from the national league? That's the question. Enito Waido Shodi is the first vice president of ITTF Africa, former table tennis chief in Nigeria. He will try to address some of those questions that I asked right after the national league ended in Lagos. We'll talk about it. Restoration Cup, they are also back. It's the third edition. But I also state they're using that one to engage the youth. They're using it to promote peace and unity in that community. And it's good because we keep saying it, that football can be used as a tool for national peace and development. And that's what Bayelsa State are doing with the Restoration Cup. We'll let you see the opening match and, of course, the talking points coming out of Yenagoa for that one. We'll talk about it on the show tonight. What a story. I'll let you know what happened when the Desert Foxes of Nigeria, it would have been good to be Nigeria, of Algeria, and they got back home and they were treated like kings, heroes, after winning the 2019 African Cup of Nations. You will see the pictures. You'll love it. It wasn't so bad also for the Teranga Lions of Senegal. They are back in their country, and the fans are proud of them. They're saying, well done, well done. You were close. Maybe next time you'll just do it for the country. So we'll keep tabs with what's going on. Right after the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations, news is already coming out of Morocco. What's going on with Hervé Renard? Walk with me. I'll tell you tonight on this show, Sports Tonight, on your award-winning, sports-loving Channels Television. I'll also tell you what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on with the African basketball team for Nigeria. Lost their first two matches. It's okay. They will be busy again tomorrow. Let's see what we can do with that one. The big picture is how to develop the league, because it is players from the league that are competing at that championship. So we'll talk about it tonight on the program. I'll also tell you that beautiful story that reminded us once again that impossible is nothing. Manny Pacquiao is 40. He is 40. He's taking titles off younger boxers, because when he was going against Keith Thurman, we knew it was going to be difficult. Thurman is undefeated. Sonny Young said that Thurman was going to beat Manny Pacquiao. It was youth going against experience. But Manny, the Pac-Man, says, no, I'm not done. At 40. So he's just telling you that, look, age is nothing. It's nothing. You can still win. Yeah, that's the story. The footwork was something else. And the speed at 40. Manny Pacquiao making a bold statement that, look, I still have something to give to boxing. I don't know. It was phenomenal, beautiful. Also, Dillian White has been waiting for a shot at the title. He wants something in heavyweight boxing. After beating Oscar Rivas, it looks like he might just be getting a title fight with either Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. So we'll wait to see. Now he's the mandatory challenger for that WBC heavyweight title. So we're waiting for that rematch between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, and then we'll know who will go against Dillian White. I love what's going on with heavyweight boxing, the vibes beginning to come back. But the welterweight guys, wow, they've got so much to prove, and they are doing that with every fight. That's about the outlook of the show tonight. Sports Tonight on your award-winning, sports-loving channels, television. Nigerian teams that will be busy with continental football this season. They already know their opponents. I'll tell you tonight on this show. Walk with us. It's the Fun Factory. Wherever you are in the world, welcome on board. What are you talking about? Are you still talking about the Super Eagles and the fact that they couldn't win the 2019 AFCON? Because that's what we're hearing back here in the country. But other sports are also busy. They don't want to know. They are staying focused. For instance, the para-powerlifting team, they went to Kazakhstan to show that, look, we can win for this country. And they did. They finished second on the medals table. They should be back in the country tonight. Tomorrow we'll try to bring them on this program so we'll get to show love to them. Table tennis, I told you, they just concluded the National Junior League. Talents everywhere. I was at the National Stadium on the final day to see those talents. And I'm so convinced that this country is blessed with sporting talent. Talk to us on Twitter. What channels_sports, Facebook, channels-sports. You can send us an email to sportstonight@channelstv.com. All our top stories can be viewed on our website, channelstv.com, and on YouTube /channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com. Download the Channels TV app for your Android, your iOS, your Windows phones, and your iPhone can also do it. m.channelstv.com. Download the app. Be part of the show tonight. It's a racy-pacey, action-packed world of sports. So much is going down. Sometimes I'm like, where am I going to go? What should I keep up with? But it's just so much to follow, and that's why we're here. Yeah, talk to us just about anything that is going on in our world of sports. Let's do it together. It's the Fun Factory. Welcome on board once again. Let's welcome Toby Adepoju. Toby was in Egypt for the Cup of Nations. It's good to have you back on Sports Tonight.
Yeah, good to be back, Austin. I missed the show. Good to be back.
Welcome
good
back.
Experience in Egypt. Good to be part of the AFCON tournament, the expanded tournament with 24 teams. You know, got there, missed the first two games. Got there the day Madagascar defeated Nigeria.
All the times are right.
Every college on me, I was one about the bad luck, but the team bounced back against Cameroon, and it became more interesting. But I mean, it was a very good experience for Africa, for everyone involved. And I mean, kudos to us, Egypt, Austin. In a very short period of time, they were ready. I mean, this is what we are talking about. West African countries. We need to invest in terms of facilities. I mean, facilities I saw in Egypt was amazing. Though, we read story about them. I was there in 2016. I was never surprised. But, I mean, this is a very big lesson for African countries. We need to invest in facilities. Very, very important.
West Africa, particularly.
West Africa, I mean, West Africa, look at how Cameroon struggled to host the AFCON, and Egypt were just ready in less than 6 months. I mean, they had about over 10 stadiums in Cairo alone. The pitch at Alexandra, the training pitch is Austin. Amazing. And, I mean, I hope other countries in Egypt have really learned a lot of lessons. The healthy will learn a lot of lessons. Take this back to your government and try and see how much you can invest on sport facilities.
That's
it's very, very important if you want to develop sport.
That's what it is. Infrastructure development, that's everything. And it's been a major setback to the development of sports in Nigeria. So I'm glad that we've got persons in CAF right here in Nigeria. They can actually see it. So when you talk about Egypt, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, North African countries, conveniently they can put together any event, and that's because they've invested in infrastructure development. They're looking so good with that. We'll come back to the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations, because after the action comes the reaction. So loads of reactions coming out of the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. I told you, the champions, the Desert Foxes of Algeria, they are back in their country, and they're treating them as kings. Yeah, that's what it is when you win. Everybody becomes your friend. Let's bring the discussion back home now, where the 4th edition of the National Junior and Youth League ended in Lagos over the weekend. It was beautiful to see over 90 young table tennis players come to play table tennis. It was clear once again that there are talents at the grassroots. We need to go to the schools. If we've been saying Aaron Okwori, Segun Toriola, and we'll be yelling Olufunke or Shonaike, this is how to replace them. That's on your screen, Jimoh Rafiat. She's just 16, and she's showing good talent with table tennis. That's Amadi Ome. He's from Ondo State, taking on Taiwo Mati. Taiwo Mati has been showing some good consistency with his table tennis. Won the under-21 boys event, and again, again, told everyone that he's ready to get into the big stage, but with more competition, Taiwo will get better. So right there, it was Vivian Okwekwenyong that from Cross River that lost to Falano Iyanoluwa from Kwara State. So Iyanoluwa won the girls under 21, while Taiwo Mati from Ondo State won the boys under 21. That's the junior girls medal presentation that you just watched. Jimo Rafiat told you she's just 16. She defeated her opponent, Iyanoluwa Falana from Kwara State by 3-1 to win that one. That's Amadi Ome right there on the screens from Ondo. And senior table tennis player Olufunke Oshonaike was also at the event to say well done to the players. Toby, every time we say it. And that's another thing that these North Africans do. We know the rivalry between Nigeria and Egypt with table tennis. The difference is that the Egyptians get to train, get to attend loads of tournaments, and it shows when they play.
Obviously, when you invest properly, you always bring nurture talent that can compete with the rest of the world and bring glory back to the country, even better themselves. And like you said, Aruna has been on stage for a while now. Segun Tuola has been like forever. Funke also has been on the stage forever. So how do we get to replace these people? How do we get to replace this legend? Is by investing in such tournaments. Tournaments have to be regular. Tournaments have to be in a professional standard, and they also have to get attention. Get tournaments outside the country, the international exposure to make them better. No doubt, Austin. We always say it, and it's not because we're hyping it, it's a fact. There are talent everywhere in the 36 states or more in this country. All you need to do is to have programs, facilities that can bring this talent together to replace, the legend, the aging players. See what Jimo, and I'm really excited to see the pictures. These are young table tennis players, but how do we continue to give them more programs to develop and also to ensure that they've got great exposure and then to take the space of Aruna and the rest? These guys can be around for a very long time. And also, if this guy left now, they will create a very big vacuum. That'll be very difficult to close up. So, kudos to the organizer for this great event.
It's awesome. It's beautiful. Been 2 weeks of amazing table tennis, and we've seen young players emerge. Discoveries have been made. They played good table tennis, and I loved it. Look, Iyanoluwa told me, if they put together more competitions, they're going to encourage us so that when we go out there, we will be able to play with our opponents because we are well trained and we've gotten the necessary exposure. And I agree with that. So right after the competition, I caught up with the vice president of ITTF Africa, Nigeria's Waid Eniton Oshodi. I said, so we have done this. It's laudable. I like it. We've discovered talent. What's next? Did we meet the objectives? First thing first. He answered. Let's listen to him.
In a much bigger way than we even expected. A lot of players, new players, and young players, which is always the most important thing, because the younger they are, the better it is to train with them. And it's been a very successful 2 weeks. Very proud of these young players, especially the boys. We have such a large crop of players now. We have to find the money, find the coaching for them to bring them up to the next level.
The next level. Now, after this, how can we monitor these talents? How can we use them?
Well, we have to create programs now. Regular training programs held by our own coaches, training programs held by the senior players especially. People like Segun Toriola. It's time for them to chip in now and say, these are the people that will take over from me, and you should be involved in their development. And that's what hopefully we'll do. The All Africa Games comes next, and after that we can start these programs. But like I said, and I must give kudos to a lot of these young coaches, different areas, Bayelsa, Iforodu. We've had different crops this year, and they've done very well. So hopefully we'll be able to give the coaches also the training they need to take their players. They go to school, they come back, they train. And I think the future is bright for Nigeria table tennis.
It looks good. And up next is the Nigeria Open. What should we be expecting this year?
Nigeria Open, everybody, last year was such a fantastic tournament. Great success for Aruna Podri and Nigeria. And hopefully he can defend his crown. He's in good shape, recovered from his injury, and is playing very well. But of course, this year, more players. I think we have 50 players from the world's top 200 here now. This year, it's going to be a very tough tournament, big tournament. And then the Africa Cup before that, Omar Assar back in Lagos, trying to take the title from Aruna. It's a World Cup qualifier as well this year, so it's going to be a big bumper. 2 weeks of table tennis in Lagos.
That's right. So we're waiting for now the Nigeria Open 2 weeks of table tennis. Top stars will be back in the country. But I love what Mr. Waheed Enito Oshodi said. He called out the top, the veterans, the experienced players. Segun Toriola, you've been there, you've done that with table tennis in Nigeria. How about you come on now and inspire these young talents? I like it. So I don't know, Quadri and Funke Oshonaike, well done for coming out there to support these young talents. But we've got table tennis veterans. Yeah. Cecilia Rinye, where is she? Yomi Bankole. They need to come together. They need to. It will be beautiful to see Atonda Musa come back to the country to inspire, to motivate, to promote table tennis at the grassroots. That, for me, will be the big deal. Aaron Quadri, it's been fantastic for Nigeria. It's been a shining light for table tennis in this country. He's getting ready for the Nigeria Open. But first, he's impressed. He said, look, he loves what he saw at the National Junior League that just ended. And for him, winning the Nigeria Open will be good. Let's listen to Aaron Quadri talk about his preparation for the Nigeria Open and his season so far.
Of course, we have a lot. Not just one or two, we have several of them. And I'm able already to get one of them. I even snapped with him. I'm actually interested in giving him some kind of sponsorship. So, I mean, if this kind of tournament can be always staged regularly, I think the future of table tennis is really bright in Nigeria. I'm very happy for this season. Actually, I was injured twice, but that didn't affect me a lot for the whole season. January and February, I was a little bit injured, and in March, I was fully recovered, and I was able to play a lot. With the club, I'm actually satisfied. We have 3 titles: Portugal Cup, Portugal League, and Super Cup from Portugal. And outside of Portugal, we are able to secure semi-final, just like we did last year in Champions League. But this one was ET2 Cup, just like in European Cup, the lower one from Champions League. Internationally, I'm very satisfied with my performance. I think I started the year as number 25 of the world, until now number 21 of the world. So I think things are working very fine. For the remainder of the year, I'm actually thinking about Olympic Games. I'm looking forward to qualify for Olympic Games in Morocco. For our team, is very, very important. And just like for all the Nigerian table tennis players fans, and Nigerian Table Tennis Federation is very important. So I'm actually looking forward to qualify Nigeria again for Olympic Games and team events.
That's it, Aaron Quadri. And listen to him talk, you'll know that it's been a product of hard work that has taken him to where he is right now. World number 21. He said he started as world number 25 this year and has improved. Look, that's what we're talking about. He said he spotted a talent and that he's interested. First, endorse the guy by taking a picture, say, come, you're a future star, just in case. Yeah. And then say he's going to go further to give him some sort of sponsorship. That's what we're talking about, support at the grassroots.
Yes, support is very key. Personally, I'm really excited to see the legend, be part of this tournament. This will support the players, give them a lot of spirit to ensure that they do well for themselves. And like I said, we need to invest, and the investment comes from everybody. Previous player, legend, government, organizers, and the rest. And really nice and good to see Aaron try to give back to the community that produce in terms of table tennis in Nigeria. You have a picture, that memory will be the athlete for life, and then giving the opportunity to have more programs to train and compete is very, very good. I hope Segun and the rest also take up this. I know they've been doing such also, picking out ad programs across the country, very good. Yeah. So it's good to see this guy really lay very good part to see, product and talent that will take over from them.
I agree. So that's it. Shout out to everyone that's been involved with developing table tennis at the grassroots. Look, it was beautiful. I saw those young talents, and I'm like, wow, God loves Nigeria. We're blessed. Asukrat Ayela Begum from Kwara State, she has grown so much now. She plays fantastic table tennis. That's one for the future. I saw my boy, Abayomi Animashao. He says, look, I'm ready. I'm ready to take over. I said, you will take over. Let's go on this quick break now. When we come back, I'll still stay at the grassroots as I tell you what went down at the opening game of the Restoration Cup, and then we'll get into the Nigeria National League playoff. Toby won't like that one, but I'll tell you, don't go anywhere. Hey.